Okay, good day, all. This is going to be my Bitcoin talk. Um, I'd like to say, first of all, Bitcoin is not a currency. It's just not a currency. It's a computer, it's a program, it's a platform. I've seen Bitcoin is going down again, and it's actually crashed a couple of times, guys. And there have been plenty of people lose their shirts on this already. And I think that's, rightfully so. And when Bitcoin first came out, this was something that you got as a bit of a reward for basically letting someone else use your server space. Okay. Now, keep in mind Bitcoin is literally something that somebody just made up. You know, they created this platform and then they just added you know, it's literally just a made up thing. It wouldn't really be any different if, I went to Vistaprint or one of these printing places, designed my own money and had a bunch of it printed and, convinced someone or a bunch of people somehow that it had value. It really reminds me of a saying, there's a sucker born every minute, because I really have no idea how this gained any traction at all. The real problem with Bitcoin is that it's not backed by anything. The only the only money that is there is people who actually foolishly decided to pay cash for Bitcoin, and the market value of Bitcoin, of all the Bitcoin, at one point was over topped $3 trillion. And anybody who thinks that there's a bank account somewhere with $3 trillion in it is a fool. If if a lot of Bitcoin holders decided to sell off their Bitcoin, there are going to be a lot of people that don't get their money back because it is so overvalued. There is no way there are even close to enough reserves to cover these positions. In fact, how much value is really there, I don't think anybody even really knows. This blockchain programming or whatever it's not particularly that special. And some of the advantages that, people say Bitcoin has, for instance, being able to send money around the world, and it's, there are a lot of platforms that you can do this on today. On my banking website, for instance, I can send money almost anywhere, and Western Union is also right on my banking homepage. And there are a lot of other ways that you can send money. I can send money pretty well anywhere. So, to give any weight to the fact that, Bitcoin is, easier to, send money around the world is kind of really a fallacy to me. And the thing is that it's not even as user friendly as a real currency like US dollars, because when someone sends you Bitcoin, let's face it, what you want is the money. So you have to do an additional transaction to convert it into US dollars or whatever currency that you'd like, when you could just go on your banking website and send the money without the extra, trouble, essentially. But yeah, I just don't really know how this has gained any traction at all. Um, you know, I heard there was a high-end car dealership that would accept Bitcoin for, you could go and buy a Lamborghini with Bitcoin. Well, that's up to the owner if he wants to accept that Bitcoin, but really you're still converting it into dollars because he has to have enough money. Like that Lamborghini has to basically be paid for him to be able to accept the Bitcoin for that car, or he has to accept the Bitcoin and, like I said, convert it to US dollars anyways. Like Bitcoin just isn't really a thing. I mean, they say, well, the coins are hard to mint or whatever. Like, I don't know how many, there's supposed to be only so many Bitcoin. Um, the coins are essentially useless because they've divided them up into so many pieces that even if they have actually had some of the Bitcoin produced, I mean, they're essentially worthless because, by the time you got done hacking them up into 1,000 fucking pieces, um, and I mean, if someone came to me and wanted to buy something off of me and, offered me digital currency, whether digitally or had a slice of a Bitcoin, I'm not interested, you know, because let's face it, this is all about what it really boils down to is US dollars. So I really think people are gonna, and I mean, it's essentially crashed twice. A lot of people have lost a lot of money, and I think for good reason. And I think it's going to crash again. Or I mean, it should crash again. I just can't believe that. Like I said, I just don't know how it's gained any traction at all. It's not even a thing. It's literally not even a thing. It's literally this something somebody made up, and like who's controlling, the computer software for Bitcoin. Like, who are these people that are essentially holding this money? And if they chose to walk out, you would have nothing. I mean, this is literally just a number. It's literally just a number on a computer screen. You say, okay, I want to buy some Bitcoin, so you send someone, say, a couple of $100, and they do a little calculation on their calculator, and they'll put, so many X number of Bitcoin in your digital wallet. It's literally just a number on you've given someone money for a number on a computer screen. There's nothing to it. And there are places that will some very small pockets of places in the world where, yeah, you can use Bitcoin to buy stuff, but it's not a currency. It's not really feasible as a currency. You have to have an app. You have to do an additional transaction when you could just pull out your bank card, or, you know, tap your debit card, or just hand someone some cash. So it's actually a more labor intensive transaction. So anytime I hear people say, oh, well, it's so easy to use, it's harder to use than any other form of payment. And like I said, there's absolutely no way. You want to talk about something that's overvalued. I feel gold is overvalued right now, but Bitcoin is the single most overvalued. I guess I have to call it a stock because there have been enough suckers send in money for a number on a computer screen. But yeah, if you guys start selling it off, there's going to be a lot of you lose your shirts, because I guarantee you there is absolutely no way that there's upwards of $3 trillion sitting somewhere to back this stock up. It's not there. Let's face it, these people are running this as a business to make money. Okay. That's how this all started. You know, some fairly intelligent guy, woke up one morning with this idea, created a bit of a computer program, and, you know, that's about it. Like anybody could do the same thing. Anybody at all. And, good luck to you guys. But honestly, Bitcoin, digital currencies shouldn't even be a thing. I mean, it already exists, right? The US dollar, you can buy and sell it digitally easier than you even can use Bitcoin. Like, it's just ridiculous that, anyone has given any value to this at all. And I've done some due diligence, and the real explanation for, any explanation I've heard about Bitcoin is so convoluted and just, it's bullshit. It's just a bunch of bullshit. I forget the name of the one video I watched, supposedly the best explanation of Bitcoin essentially. And if you listen to this video, it is a bunch of, just a bunch of hogwash, man. Bunch of hot air. Like, oh, you can send people money more easily. And it's, you know, it was nonsense, guys, nonsense. I'd like to see this Bitcoin just frankly go away. I think everyone should sell out and just kill the idea, because it's not replacing anything. It's not doing any better of a job than anything else that we have. In fact, it's really, it's not as good as any of the existing infrastructure that we have. It has really, from all the due diligence I've done, I really can't see any positives to Bitcoin. And they say it's relatively digitally secure, which may be true, but there's still been all kinds of thefts. Um, Hackers have gotten in there several times, and it's crashed a couple times, because I think people, it started going down, and people kind of started to realize that, oh, they don't have the money to cover these positions. I know, there's just no way they have the money to cover these positions. So when you buy Bitcoin, you're literally pretty much giving your money away, unless you sell. You sell when it's high, when there's some money in there, and you'll get your money back, and maybe even make some money. But the rest, those that don't sell early, you're going to lose your money. You're going to lose your money, because Bitcoin it's not even a thing. It's a computer program. It's a platform. That's true. But it's not a currency, guys. And it really, the only value in Bitcoin is whatever, a tech firm might pay for the Bitcoin website, essentially. So there is maybe some value there, but certainly not $3 trillion, guys. So yeah, good luck to all of you guys with that. Like, buy some silver, or buy some gold, or put some, save some of your money. Open a second savings account and put 50 or $100 in there a month, and then a high interest savings account, and then maybe buy some GICs, or invest in, like I said, maybe gold, silver. But yeah, Bitcoin is not, in my world, it's not even a thing, guys. And I don't understand how people were so gullible to think that this had really any value at all, frankly. Why wouldn't you just use an existing platform rather than even worry about going through the extra steps to use the Bitcoin platform. I mean, it's just totally unnecessary, serves absolutely no purpose, and is way, probably the most overvalued thing on the stock exchange. I can't believe it's even on the stock exchange, guys. Have a great day.